Alright, here we are. Getting all that music in my ears. Ah, it's friggin' loud. Okay. Speaking of that music, let's shout it out here. Music is provided by Tabletop Audio, evil genius that helps us generate lovely soundscapes for our tabletop role-playing games. Tonight, I am going to be painting cave tiles, terrain, and I don't know. It's maybe not the most exciting thing to watch, but I think you come here probably for this scintillating conversation. Need the dog tonight. The rest of the fam is overseas. The mic is really not picking up a lot of my beautiful voice. I don't know why. Here, put it back up. Let's see what that does. I don't know. Alright. Hey, diadems. First thing, I'm just painting some tiles tonight, so it's not going to be a real ride of painting. Yeah, I'm here by myself. The family is overseas. The wife and daughter are in Hawaii, because that's where they're from. They're visiting family and doing lots of hula stuff. So I'm by myself, me and the dog tonight. So you might think I'm going to stay up late and do a streaming painting party, but I doubt it. How are you, diadems? Pour myself a beer, though. This beer is called Pothead. Yes. By Punkheads Brewing. Where are they from? Okay, they're from Auckland, so I guess Pothead has the same kind of meaning as it does here, as it does in the U.S. But no, yeah, because he's got a joint in his hand. Okay, so it does mean that. Is it the West Coast IPA? I'm not sure my microphone is the microphone I think it is. Yeah, it is. Alright. I just don't know why it's... So, hey, Ryufu. Hey, thanks for the raid. Thank you very much. Ryufu Silverite, everyone. I was just passing by your stream. Was it today or yesterday? I was lurking. I was secretly lurking for a little bit. You were making maps. Yeah, go to bed. Go to bed. You were making maps though. Was it yesterday or today? Although since you, I believe, are on the west coast of the U.S., its time is kind of all over the place. Thanks very much for that raid, Raifu, though. Yesterday. Yeah, and Rye has a giant PDF document out, I think on, I mean, it's been out for a while now. It's out and it's all about kind of, I want to say homebrew rules for D&D 5e and all kinds of odds and ends. And I have it. I've checked it out. Good stuff. So you can probably download that, get that from Rye's Twitch channel. So go follow him there. A couple of you that are here that didn't come in with Rye for Silverlight. Tonight, I'm painting Fat Dragon Games terrain tiles. Not very exciting, so if you like to watch paint dry, this is the place to be. We can chat about D&D stuff or other things. I am coming at you from New Zealand, even though I don't sound like it. I've lived here for 13 years or so. I'm originally from the US though, but I haven't lived there for a long time. Before New Zealand, I lived elsewhere. Not the US. Okay, so Fat Dragon Games cave tiles. I have several to go through. Next version was the month. Ugh. 2,000 errors. Well, it's a big document. Remember, that document's gigantic, so there's bound to be errors in it. But good on you for producing such a, going through the effort to produce that thing. I don't know how you people do it. I mean, do all that kind of work. All right. So, I'm new at painting Fat Dragon Games cave tiles, but let's give it a go. I need to turn up the music on my ear a little bit. I'm not just talking, listen to myself talk. There we are. Oh, I forgot to announce the stream on all of the Discords. This is. So please give me a moment while I do that. Please bear with me while I do so. So, for example, in the Grey Guild Hall. The Grey Guild Hall, a great Discord. Cannon Fire, which doesn't have that. Gary Con Discord, which has a self-promotion channel. Do that. Graphic Events, which has a self-promotion channel. Do that. Darling Creepshow, a great painter who I know Diadems knows. Do that. Superior Adventurers Guild. Oh. Great bunch of people. Do that. Hero Zone, Matty Morg. Awesome guy. Do that. Wally Pot, Hobbit. Do that. And a couple other ones down here. Freelance Discord community. A mini painter from Ohio. Barkax Bivouac. Mini painter from Arizona. And AgoraQuest. DM Sean. A D&D 1E player. Message general, but message that. Okay. Sorry about that. Just getting the messages out there. If you want to show off your own miniatures, painting efforts, other things, do this on the Discord channel. We can put them up on screen and check them out together. There's a Discord. In that Discord, there is a channel for mini pictures. So you can put things there, and we can check them out on stream. I'm going to go to my mini pictures thing right now. Mini-pictures. There we are. Some stuff from 40 Kaj a while back, and the painting tiles that I was doing. Indeed, as well. Right. Okay, I'm now going to get to painting these damn things. I'm going to try to anyways. Okay. Another drink of beer. Right. Gonna get this down there. Right now I'm putting some Baylor Brown on my wet palette over here. And we'll start painting tiles. That Pothead is a good West Coast IPA. Now I should dig some out with my paintbrush too. Oh, I'm getting low on Baylor. That's all right. I'm gonna clean off the brush a bit. Really appreciate you Ryufu folks hanging out. It's a dark and stormy night in New Zealand. It is winter here after all. Okay, I'm going to try to do these tiles quickly and not over. So I'm just trying to get some stones like that, as perhaps you can see. Doing that kind of stuff to them. Ha! Tiles. Got a bunch right here. I guess I'll do walls. I'm gonna do a bunch of this with Baylor, and then I'll change the paint to a different one. I just got paint every fucking all over me. It's kind of catastrophic so far. I'm a bit looking at Tom Tullis's video on how to paint cavern tiles. I'm a bit more careful than he is. He just blotches stuff on, and it looks really good actually. So, and he's literally a professional tile maker and painter. So, I'll just follow his lead. I'm not gonna. I go my own way, just like Fleetwood Mac suggests. Another tile. Ooh, that's the. Oh, that's that one. So, what was any Ryufu people here? What was gentleman doing tonight on stream? Since I missed it. Or if you guys just want to quietly hang out, that's fine too. I like that. How's that? So again, welcome New Zealand Wednesday nights. This is when we paint terrain tiles and miniatures. Come at you from New Zealand on a cold and blustery Wednesday night. New Zealand Sundays that's when we play Greyhawk-based D&D around the table live. Not virtual tabletop live, but live around the table, streamed with all of our miniatures, terrain, etc. So if you like that kind of stuff, come on by a New Zealand midday Sunday, which is basically North American Saturday night. And I'm painting some Fat Dragon Games cavern tiles right now. Let's pull this out. Walls. I also got some floors to do. Here's all my walls. And there's the floors. These walls over here. Here's some floors I have that I've done. That's the end product. That's what we're going for with these cavern tiles. Makes a nice setup. I'm happy to talk about any kind of role-playing game. Currently I play D&D 5e. Recently played some 1e. Recently played some Castles and Crusades. I play Shadow Dark, and I play Call of Cthulhu. But predominantly D&D 5e. Even though I really love 1e. I rediscovered 1e at Gary Con this year. Oh my god. That's what I started playing when I was a kid in 1983 or thereabouts. Just love it. Love it, love it, love it. paint these stalactites and stalagmites. We're in a stage room here, so I'm gonna do the tiles in a little bit of more of a sequence. I'll build different paint down now, and I'll finish those tiles off. These ones are taking up all the space. I should get a dog cam for my big white wolf, which is right down here at my side. That's the next step in my streaming journey. Okay, next color. We'll do this one. Medium gray. And I guess, yeah, the stalactite things. Look how they're gonna be. Maybe a couple different colors. Alright. Let's keep painting. But also, conversation is good. If anyone wants to converse about anything, mostly tabletop role-playing related, or international and U.S. politics. We really want to get shitty into it. We can do that. This is right. Okay, this is right in my. I'm kind of right in the. There we are. How's that? Better. Right, my slide carousel there, which shows all of my. Not all. Not even the best. I just previously painted minis in terrain. I don't know what color to do those kind of growths. I don't know what color to do those things. I'd play a different color, perhaps. I don't know, but I do know that I'm fucking getting too much shit on my hands from this. I can grab this thing. Far out. Getting paint everywhere on this thing. Right. I got a Discord link out there. Also, if you want to check me out on some of the social sites, I'm trying to be a better promoter of D&D stuff on those various social media websites. So you can check me out there too. Mostly, I mean, yeah, just D&D stuff. D&D minis, whatnots. Last song on this is my Taverns playlist. Last song was Den of Iniquity, I know that. This is not Den of Iniquity, this is Hoedown. Hey! I know, no shit, Grayling, my god. The weather today was insane. It just, yeah, pretty nuts. I worked at home today. Just because, well, I mean, it wasn't just because the weather, it's because I just didn't have any appointments, and I could get some laundry taken care of, that kind of stuff. And but my god, it was crappy. I'm glad I didn't go in. Jesus. So, it might not be the forum for this conversation, but I am curious to know how your Samoa trip went. My ladies right now are in Hawaii, so I'm by myself. That doesn't mean staying up all night to paint terrain. I just, honestly, not gonna happen. My sound is low, and I was fussing with my mic earlier, and I don't know why it's so low. And I couldn't figure it out. So I could look at it some more, but I just don't know, yeah, what to do about it. Let me get rid of this one filter I have. I don't know. Noise suppression filter. Get rid of it. That's okay. Does that make any better? I don't think it does. I don't think it makes any better at all. All the way up. Yeah. I just have to yell into the mic. If I talk this loud, it's okay. God. I don't know. It is low. Well, yeah. If I talk like this, if I yell at you all. Anyway, I could talk a bit louder because I'm in the house by myself. The dog doesn't care. Ah, shoot. The dog doesn't care. At least he doesn't let on that he cares, at least, I guess I could say. Yeah, they are in Hawaii. They'll be gone for another 10 days or so. They have kind of their hula halau, their kumuhula. It's one of the child's first birthdays, and that's a very important event in kind of in modern Hawaiian culture. Baby luau. They're there for that, and to visit family, and to do dancing stuff with the halau. So, all those things. Really got all her schoolwork squared away before going, yeah. So it's just me in a big old empty house. Yeah, see, now there's no noise gate, and so I think they have a busy trip. I think it will be. Is that a question mark? Okay, this last paint here. It does. It has left me with loads of D&D time. We did play this Sunday, and I actually just, my big table I put in the lounge, I just left it up. It's still there. I just eat dinner there. I eat breakfast there. Staring at a giant dungeon that's on the table still. It's. I kind of want to pick it up because I kind of like my kitchen table where I just have my kitchen table and, doing things at the kitchen table. But, see what it's like just to leave it up. So that's what I've done. Exactly. Reading the paper, looking at the big bad. We got so many tiles, I don't know where to put everything. Over there. They're entering the lower level now. So tomorrow's task after work tomorrow and Friday is to really set up the lower level. And assuming no one that I know who's playing that game is online. Let me look. Are we online? Okay. Now, I don't see any of them online, but yeah, I'm really enjoying what's coming up. So, what was that? That was something on my phone. Really enjoy what's coming up in the game. So, I got to really detail it out. Probably do that tomorrow night. And I also have Friday night. And I also have Saturday. But no, I got other things to do. So Saturday I got a lot of stuff I want to take care of before Sunday's game, assuming it goes off. So Thursday and Friday for prep, slow prep. Shouldn't take all that time to prep. This is kind of wasteful. But yeah. Contemplating how I deal with their insane ability to kill monsters. I just, trying to add more social interaction and exploration into every session. I'm not always successful, sometimes very successful. The session before last, so not just a few days ago, but 10 days ago, the best session in a long, long time. And it was the best session because there was a big scene where Mitsu, played by Sam, and Ravine, played by Patricia, they bargained with a fiend. And it was just really great to roleplay, to be the fiend and roleplay with them through that session, through that interaction, that conversation for the time we did. And it worked out beautifully in terms of how I wanted the story to progress. How I imagined it, and it worked out great. And it sets up this, hopefully, an encounter which will take place in the next session, and it really ties up a bunch of loose ends. It begins to tie up some loose ends in the campaign. So I'm super excited about that. My phone's going nuts. Who's doing something? Oh. My family is texting me from Hawaii, so let me just make sure that I believe it's all right. But yeah. Okay. This is the last week of semester, and I taught my last class already, and so it is kind of the pressure is slightly off. So that's nice, I have to admit. I need to get a shout out for the Grey League here. People, if you are here from, say, Ryufu Silverlight or others, go check out the Grey League YouTube channel right here. And actually, the creator, proprietor, inventor, artist of that channel is in chat. So you could ask him any questions you want. I'll do that. I will call him out and say, any questions you have, ask away. Anything is fair game. No. God, yeah, but a couple times today, during the day, I just stood by the window and watched the howling wind and pouring hail come down around me. When I was in Samoa, Grey League, I did decide to try to get back into, whatchamacallit, Baldur's Gate 3. And I played for a couple times, and I actually did some research about what is, quote unquote, the best character to play. Best only in terms of, having a good gameplay experience, not winning, so to speak. And made some sense of what the websites I went on to said. I think the general consensus was a paladin, because paladins are good at combat, which, let's be honest, is a large part of a video tabletop role-playing game, and also high charisma, which is also part of that game, because all the interactions you engage in. And that made sense to me. So I made up a new character, like a half-elf paladin, and I now feel like I want to play the game more. However, still, I never have the time, even when I have tons of time. It's like, okay, do I play Baldur's Gate for 2 hours, or do I get at my session report from last week's game? Do I play Baldur's Gate for 2 hours, or do I paint tiles? To get my tile backlog taken care of. Do I play Baldur's Gate for 2 hours, or, I don't know, mow the lawn? There's always something, for me, I don't know, it's seemingly more important at the moment. I guess I need to go somewhere where I have nothing to do and only a computer and Baldur's Gate, no books, no other interaction with the outside world, and then I can play the game. There's just always something I'd either rather be doing or feel like I should be doing. Yeah, playing that or prepping new. What's your latest video series? I was just on your website, on the YouTube channel, just a little bit ago. Because truth be told, I just took the time to kind of start to develop my own YouTube channel, only as a place thus far to put my streamed content up as videos. So I was kind of seeing how that works and how I can upload a video to it, and I'm not going to advertise it until I have more stuff up there. But it's really just right now it's just these videos. When does the term end for you? I just wonder if you'll have more time. Oh, deities, that's right, you said that. If you have more time and you want to, if there's a space at my table, if you want to play, like for example, I don't know if that's this weekend or not. I got no idea if this weekend we'll have space. But also, and no pressure, I just thought about the Pathfinder campaign. What's going on there? Yet another thing to work on. Term ends in July. Always let me know if you have space. Okay. Last weekend we were good. I will. Unfortunately, one of my players has a tendency to, not a tendency, but occasionally bails at the last second. So if I text you at 11:30 a.m., I want you to be ready. No. Obviously it's okay. So what color for these kind of stalactite things? I wonder. I'll text you. And yeah, the castle right here. That was 2 full sessions with the castle. And then they went in the dungeon. And, yeah, I don't know if the castle will be used again. Someday I'll bust it out again, of course. But it's also kind of modular. So I can reconfigure it a little bit. It's modular, but I did glue some of it together. Just for ease of setup and whatnot. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I'm super happy with it. So you're goddamn right, I'll use it again. Even made these little ballistas, right? I made little ballistas for the castle. These are Fat Dragon Games ballistas. Super cool. Boop. Yeah, moving parts. It's actually just pressure fit in there, so that's how it moves. Okay, yeah, these kind of stalagmites. I forget the stalagmites versus stalactite difference. There's all kinds of mnemonics to remember what is a stalactite and a stalagmite. For example, I've heard here's a stalagmites. No, I've heard stalactites. You think of tight, you think of the word tit, and tits hang, and therefore stalactites hang from the ceiling. Is that? But I don't even know if that's correct. That is okay. There you go. There's a mnemonic. Okay, so these stalactites and these stalagmites. I'm kind of thinking a little silver gray, but I don't know. Maybe I should choose one of the colors I already have for this color scheme. There's that stuff, which after I put Agrax Earthshade on it and then dry brush it, it kind of looks like that. There's a totally finished tile right there. Silver gray is really very much like the other ones, so I don't know. Dark sea gray? Or a light blue even? It's too much like the other color. I don't know. Just me and the dog. I'll try some silver gray. Well, no, it's too much like that stuff. But I'm looking at my colors over here. That's why I'm staring off in this direction over here. All my stuff, my paints, grays, light blue. Or is that too weird? Maybe gray, but maybe this gray, but with a touch of some other kind of color in it, like greeny. Something kind of greeny. Ooh, like that color right there. Just gonna use that color. Iron Reach Flesh. I like that one. Maybe some blue too. I don't know. It's been a long time since you played D&D, hasn't it, Grey League? So, maybe you can give me I know, again, it's hard to discuss on text, but overall, was Samoa positive? Hope so. Oh, you've run 2 games with your European colleagues. Okay. What? You did that in the morning, right? I was going to say, I'd love to get in on that. But I think you do it in the morning. Overall, it's a good time. Good. That's all I want to hear. I mean, you can tell me more later, but it's good to at least hear that it was a good time. I know, it being Samoa, there were some ups and downs. Because that's the way Samoa is. Cycling in the tropics on a push bike. Could have told you that. Hot enough for you? Wet enough for you? Actually, when I was there, overlapped by one day, I think. In my hotel, remember, I was there. Maybe you don't. I was sick while I was there. I got sick on a Thursday, and I took off on a Tuesday for Samoa. And so I was. Everyone has got this cold in my house. It's been at uni. It seems to be ripping through everybody. Anyway, so there's thunder. I had the cold in Samoa, which always a bummer when you're traveling to have a cold. But I was only there for meetings and such, so, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. But I had no will to go do anything fun. So, I had my meetings. I picked up all my samples. I didn't... I never went to the beach to go hang out. I just had no... there's a couple of beaches I like to hang out at where my friends are. I just had no desire to go hang out at the beach. I was just taking drugs the whole time and trying to get as much sleep as possible. Didn't really, go out to eat. There's a couple restaurants in Apia I like to go to. Didn't go to. I just not feeling well enough to go enjoy a good meal, so I didn't do it. Yeah, yes, but sad visit. But I do go there all the time, so it's not like it's going to Samoa for me is not a special event. It's work. Unlike you, who it was a special event, so I'm glad you had overall a good time. But I'm here. I've traveled a lot the first half of this year, right? I'm here now for a long time until the end of August when I go to Europe for some work stuff. So I'm painting all of these stalagmites the same color, this kind of Iron Rage skin, which I like. We'll see what it looks like when I wash it with Agric Earthshade. I'm printing cavern tiles lately. I'm trying to get as many done as possible. Because the players, eventually, I'm leading them to, hopefully, Lost Caverns of SoCan. So, caverns being the operative word. I go tomorrow afternoon talk about stuff. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sure. I'll be at my office, and I'll probably be in a lab in the after lunch doing lab work, which is fine. I'll just be in a lab working on with an instrument. So, I can easily just talk on speakerphone while I'm pressing buttons. No problem. Stressful day, jeez. My watch is telling me it's a stressful day today. I don't feel like it was, frankly. Maybe because I'm still not 100%. Even though I did go running yesterday for the first time, like in 3 weeks, and next week I'll start going back to the gym. But I tried to lay off that kind of stuff while I was under the weather, which is very hard for me to do. But I try anyways. That's a pretty good color for those little stalagmite things, I think. So you can use this color on the rest of these stalagmite things. I have 3 more wall tiles with those on them, so we'll do that, and then I'll finish off all of these. Yeah, we're going really well. I actually might go get another beer, so I'll be back in just like 30 seconds. Back in a sec. Yeah, that was fast. But Greyleg, you're right. The wind, I mean, today I worked at home, as I said, so I was like, okay, I'll take the dog for a walk in the morning. You know, in the morning I was just like, oh my God, it's just nuts outside. So I said, okay, we'll wait until the afternoon. There was a brief time in the middle of the day when it was sunny, briefly. I should have gone then, because then it came again, and it's just, then the hail came, and I was like, Jesus God. The dog is not getting a walk today. It's incredible. This is double dry hopped hazy IPA from Garage Project, HBC 630 Treats. I don't know what that means. I got no idea. HBC 630 Treats, an extra pale base of malted barley and wheat, double dry hopped exclusively with new Yakima grown hop variety, HBC 630. Okay. Super smooth, lush IPA. Positively dripping with tropical guava, creamy peach, and juicy sun-ripened cherry. All right, we'll give it a try. Okay, shower time. Hammer time. Thanks all for being here. This is New Zealand Wednesday, 8:08 p.m. On this channel on New Zealand nights on Wednesday, we stream miniature and terrain painting. On New Zealand Midday Sunday, we play live D&D around the table with all our miniatures and terrain in a Greyhawk-based campaign 5e rule set. Been doing that for years. If you want to check out all of our session summaries and maps and player profiles, character profiles, I mean, go here. And, yeah, enjoy. Thanks for being here. We had a raid from Ryuku Silverlight earlier. Ryufu Silverlight, sorry. Some of those raiders are probably still here. Thank you. You might notice my accent is not a Kiwi accent. That's because I grew up in America, but I haven't lived there for a long time. Pouring a beer now. It's winter in New Zealand, and today's been a dark and stormy day. Hail, howling wind, pouring rain. We've had it all today. Wow. That's quite a creamy looking beer, isn't it? Let's take a sip and smell. That's an alright beer. But gonna continue with the painting of the things. So tiles, terrain tiles, the object is to paint stuff nicely but quickly. So there's techniques for doing that, for making it look nice. I mean, there's the quick paint job, but then you can tie stuff in with washes and dry brushes, and that's what we'll do in a little while. So stick around for that action if you desire. Okay, here we are back here a bit, sorry. This one here. Okay, yeah, that one. These guys I got two more of the stalactite to paint, and then the stalagmites. And I don't know what. I kind of see some pinks and stuff in there. I don't know. I think that would look nice. And you know what? I can always second subsequent tile sets I do. Stalactites and stalagmites kind of slightly different color schemes. Just to add to the variety, so it's always fine. Adding to the variety. Gosh, okay, yeah. If anyone's out there and they want to show off their tiles or other painting projects of any kind, go to the Discord and we post your pictures in the mini pictures channel, and we can I'll put them on screen here. We can check them out. We can discuss in a positive, supportive way. Okay, my last set of stalactites right here. I have the stalagmites to do. I gotta think about what they're gonna get, what treatment they're gonna get. These are Fat Dragon Games tiles. Proprietor, owner, Tom Tullis. Probably one of the most fantastic people in the terrain, tabletop, gaming scene. His products are excellent quality. He's extremely personable and eminently helpful. You can email the guy, and he will email you back about any issues you may have with your printing or your painting. His stuff is inexpensive. It is usually supportless for FDM printers. He gives stuff away for free. Just a prince of a person in the industry. So go support Fat Dragon Games if you can. Hey there, Girth Nerd. Hey, and thanks for the follow, Girth Nerd. Thank Streamlabs. Hi, you're welcome. Yeah, well, you know, Streamlabs, they're my friend. Girth Nerd, welcome. This is New Zealand Wednesday night, and on New Zealand Wednesday nights we paint miniatures and terrain. On New Zealand Sunday midday, on this channel we play live D&D in our graphic-based campaign Around the Table. Live, not VTT live, but live. Like all of us here with my toys. Like this massive castle I have back here, which featured the last couple of sessions. But now they're in the dungeon beneath that castle. If you want to check out the World Anvil page, which has all of our session summaries and kind of character backstories and maps, etc., go there. But, Girth Nerd, Justin Nerd, Girth Nerd, how are you? Where are you? What do you do? I do appreciate the follow. This is not my day job, but it's always nice. Positive affirmation through follows. So tonight I'm painting all these tiles. Not all these tiles. A lot of tiles. Cavern tiles from Fat Dragon Games. Here's a completed one. It'll kind of look like that in the end. It'll take us a little bit longer to get there, but that's what they'll look like. But now I need to paint. Okay, I got... That's right. Those guys are fine. I need to figure out how to paint these stalagmites. What kind of color? Do I do something like the stalactites there, but a bit... I'm kind of thinking a big brownie red. Maybe I do just use this like a cavalry brown. I don't know. That's too brown. I think I might add white to this cavalry brown. There's the cavalry brown. Add a big chunk of white to it. See what it does. I need a big chunk of fucking white. Need more white. I need to actually pour some white onto it. So, Girth Nerd, but seriously, if you want to chat about tabletop role playing, a variety of kinds, just want to hang out and lurk, that's all good. Okay, I think I need to make this even more white. It's a bit too red for my tastes. A little more muted, as they say. Making a big muted reddy brown whitey thing over here on my palette. That might do it. I'm gonna paint this thing now. So well, that's pretty pink. Might be a bit too pink. I don't really care so much. We'll see how it goes. I can always change it in subsequent paintings of these tiles. So I'm not going to over worry it. I'm not going to paint them super well either. I'm really just going to quickly get these guys kind of sorted. And then we'll let dry brushing and washing take care of the rest. Okay, there's that. Leave it like that. But actually that one needs to be, that one's going to be redone. I gotta get, this one's got shit fuck all over it. Look at all those stalagmites. Those are mites. So is the red, I don't know, hopefully the red will be washed out by the brown, by Agrox Earthshade as a wash. This is all done. It's all said and done. So we'll see. Gosh, yeah, I need some. Maybe that color even. Put some Baylor in there. See what that does to it. This is a different, yeah. Actually made a different color. So quickly painting this stuff as quick as I can anyways. Uh-oh, my lights are flickering. It has been a shitty, massively stormy day today. So if I disappear all of a sudden, it's just because the power went out. Hopefully I haven't been attacked by an intruder. Your first, the most likely option is that the power went out. Not that I've been attacked. Just so you all know. Okay. There's a completed tile before washing and before dry brushing. Wow. That took a lot of effort. Put that guy there. Okay, do I have any more of those guys? No, I do not. So I'm going to do, there's that tile. Those guys are done too. Yeah, they are. So they can all go up there. So I put a bunch of tiles in my tile drying area. My tile get the fuck out of my way area. And that guy needs to be done more. And there's this guy and two more. I have a series of maps I made when I was more likely to be doing things on VTTs during the time of COVID. I don't use them much anymore because I don't play online really. But if you want to check out all my maps on Incarnate, I believe all of them are free to download. So by all means, check it out. Use whatever you want. Adapt them any way you want to. two to do still. And then all of them, yeah, okay. Kind of talking to myself, but I'm almost done with all of the walls, and I have a bunch of floor tiles down here. But those are pretty fast and easy. And so, when those are done, I might work on more terrain, specifically my halfling houses. Again, from Fat Dragon Games. So we'll bust that out when the time comes. Right. Let's get this around this guy here. Wow, yeah. We'll start from some red on top. Push more brown in there. So you move down the thing. If it's working or not, but we'll see. Get down some brown down here. Kind of works. And really some brown at the bottom. We are. So it blends from top to bottom pretty well. Now one last stalagmite. We'll finish up these tiles. Yeah, we'll be good to go. Hopefully it's not too pink and disgusting. We'll see. Dress Nerd, you stopped in and shouted out and then disappeared. Hope you're alright. You're not trapped under something heavy, are you? That'd be too bad. Okay, now I've got all the stalactites and stalagmites done. Now I need to finish up these tiles here in terms of the other colors. The grays, the phthalo brown, the medium gray, and the white. It's actually silver gray, I think. And then everything will be ready for washing and then finally dry brushing. Before washing, I may have to get out the hair dryer to make sure everything's solidly dry. Maybe first I will paint the pools of water on that tile. Well, no, actually I'll do that last. I want to use this paint that's drying as we speak in the wet palette. Contradictory, I realize, but it's drying. And then at the last second, we'll do the water. Okay, so I'll use some Baylor Brown. There's some pieces here, like this big piece. Why not? Just kind of some of the tiles I like to do, some of the sections, some of the 5-foot squares on tiles, call them out paint-wise so that people can see them and they can kind of recognize that's a 5-foot section for their miniature to land on or move to or whatever. quickly paint that up. There we are. That one, this one. That. Ooh, I didn't see this little guy back there, but I'm gonna miss him, so it's fine. I missed that stalagmite. That's what I just mentioned to myself. But the show goes on. The show must go on. The last thing I'll do is I'll do a bunch of my square tiles I have done here. My tile bucket. Beneath me. That's fine. Randomly doing little blobs here and there. Do that now. There we go. What have I not done? Right there. Don't think I've ever done that guy. That little rock. So I'll do him now. For the first time. But another one. No, maybe I'll do one of that. Yeah, I'll do, okay. A couple of hands. I'll do this. I'll go like that. Right, so that's all the Baylor I'm going to use for the moment. Put that guy there. Let me now move to medium gray and silver gray for some other pieces here. So I'll go to this guy right here, medium gray. I don't know why this is called medium gray, it's just fucking brown. I love terrain tiles. I fucking love terrain tiles. And terrain in general. Not enough to be a just incredibly talented terrain maker, as some people are if you look at them on Instagram and whatnot. But they're fucking impressive. That's not me. I'm not going to do that. But God, I can appreciate it. Okay. There's that one. Has this one been done with this color? No, it has not. So we will. We'll do it with this medium brown. We'll do it right here. This guy. These three are my last ones, I think, with this color. And then we got some more, a little bit of whites to do. We're moving through stuff. This tabletop audio piece has a large part of my heart, because this is the song I use on my Twitch channel trailer preview, or whatever it's called. When I first started doing this about 3 years ago. Maybe I'll do this guy right here. These two. And then white on those guys, and we're done with these set of tiles. I'll do a big block here. Reminds me when my daughter does a Russian dance in the kitchen, because she's a dancer and very good. And she can actually do that kind of Russian, I don't know, whatever, East European kick your legs out dance. It's pretty fun to watch her do it. There's that one. I got the white going, and we'll be done. So if I done this giant fucking rocket, I have. So looking at pieces I have, maybe I'll do that one. So the trick with doing this kind of stuff is to really kind of, instead of taking a huge amount of time to get the boundaries correct, super precise, just kind of splotch stuff around and stray strikes. Hey, Diadems. Good night, man. Thanks for coming by. Maybe I'll see you Sunday, Diadems. I assume we're playing, but I haven't confirmed with everyone. But have a good night. Cafe. I was wondering if you'd show up. This is probably gonna be your last Wednesday night painting stream, bro. Don't you think? I mean, fuck. What time is it in Perth right now? It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You'll be in your afternoon tea break with all the other corporate stooges. $4:40, end of an era. Okay. So I expect you to get off work and then rush home and get on Twitch, right? That's what you'll do, I assume. So it's still just me here alone with the dog. Yeah, dedication to the cause. Dude, remember we used to have this? We used to have these we had these like high ideals of like you would knit a bunch of merch for this channel, and you know we'd split the dividends, you know, 80-20, because it's all it's kind of my you know, my presence which earns the money. But yeah, we had all these grand ideas, but I don't know. It's all falling down around us. I don't know. We'll see. World's a strange place. Full of energy. What? Corporate sellout. Yeah. Do you want to do anything before you go? I had mentioned having dinner out at my house, but we don't have to. If you want to, we can do a potluck thing, and it can be whoever you want to come. Really, what do you want to do? And if you're too busy, that's fine. It's really, what do you want to do? And if it's just to go out and get a beer somewhere, with whoever you want to get a beer with, I can help to organize and or something. Just let me know, okay? How you want to play it. I do understand if it's just if you're just too busy. I know. I'm sure you got a lot of friggin' life stuff to organize. That's what I mean. I've moved across the world twice, and it's not easy. Twice? Hawaii and London. No, 3 times. Hawaii, London, Hawaii, Hawaii here. So yeah, I know what it's like. A lot of shit to take care of. Yeah, okay, let me know what you think. It could be something super simple, and whoever you want, like, you know, you meet Patricia, you meet whatever. We could go to Street Feast, or just we could get pizza at my house. We could fucking just get a Sal's and come to my house and hang out. That's totally fine too. Friday night, Saturday night. Just let me know ahead of time so I can plan out a bit. Might be easiest just to get, Saturday, Sal's in my house. Might be kind of easiest, right? And, you know, just hang out. Yeah, okay, do. See if she's around Saturday night. We can just come here and hang out for as long as you want, you know? Or we go to your place, you know, if it's easier. But I'll let you decide. These guys are now done. Go over there. So this is the last week of semester. I said I worked at home today. I got up and I was just kind of putzing around, doing stuff around the house. Thought I might go to my office, but then the weather was just such a fucking piece of shit. I just worked at home. I was like, Jesus God, it's just biblical fucking weather. I'm going to the office tomorrow. Got reading group at midday, and then I'm gonna be in the XRF lab for the rest of the day. So I don't know if you're going to be at uni or not, but if you are, I will be there. That guy. Okay, yeah, I bet it was, because it was just such a... You were there. It was such a... So what are you working on at uni? We can talk about it. We can do business talk later, but I'm just curious, obviously. And, we'll talk about it with our meeting with Lisa on Tuesday. It's been around. So Ben's around. So, it's Ben too. Come out to my house, whatever. He's been here before. Whoever you want, man. So when does he go to Aussie? Hey, actually, another question. I need to get Gareth's email from you, because what he did for his BA Ons, the document he produced, I'm going to work it up into a publication, because someone, actually Sebastian, wants it for a book he's editing. So I need to legitimately talk to Gareth. So no biggie. I'll email and get the info from you. I'm gonna say those are done. Now I gotta paint. Oh, okay. So he's not around. Okay, that's fine. I warn you, my D&D table from Sunday is still up. So the lounge, I have a massive, giant table with terrain all over it in the lounge. Yeah, mention that to him. Or just give me his email too, and I got an email about it too. I'm gonna paint this guy in a second, but I'm gonna go to the loo, so I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay. So all the pieces, all the tile walls are done, essentially. I'm going to now do this one, that deep blue sea thing there. And you'll have to do it a couple different ways. That's all right. But again, viewers, thanks for being here. It's New Zealand Wednesday night. This is the night on this channel when we paint minis and terrain. Tonight we're painting Fat Dragon Games cavern tiles. I often paint lots of minis, and you can see in the carousel there up in the corner of your screen. That corner there. All the miniatures and terrain I paint, which are up there. Right there, that's a Fat Dragon Games Barbican. On New Zealand Sundays midday, we play Greyhawk-based D&D around the table live for you all to enjoy. Speaking of Greyhawk-based D&D, if you're into the world of Greyhawk fantasy setting, you can go to this podcast for fortnightly, that's every 2 weeks for you in North America, fortnightly drops of discussion on lore, on characters, on modules, adventures, on creating in the world of Greyhawk fantasy setting. You can go there and get all that good stuff. They even mention me. Easiest thing to paint, this little shit fuck thing here. Okay. I'm gonna get a hairdryer for drying, okay? I'll be right back, because I need to dry some of this stuff. So I can paint quickly. I'll be right back. Hairdryer. Okay. I'm gonna mute for the hairdryer. There we are. Oh, I gotta use a different brush for this, actually. I'm actually going a little bit too ballistic on this stuff. Good enough. Little pools of delight there. Not perfect, but they work. Okay. Now I can wash those in Agrax Earthshade and or yeah, I think it's time to or do the rest of those. No, I think I'll wash these in Agrax. And I can put them back to dry and maybe even dry brush them tonight. So here's the first set. Okay. Which I'm going to wash with Agrax. Get those out of the way. This first set I'm going to wash with Agrax. Put them back up there. And I'll use probably this big fat brush to wash in Agrax. Yada yada. Thanks viewers for being here. Tonight we're painting Fat Dragon Games cavern tiles, such as these. That's some just the base stuff on them. Now I'm going to wash these in Agrax Earthshade, and then I will later dry them, dry brush them, probably in Eldar Flesh. What I typically dry brush stuff in, tiles in. Okay? So, let's get the Agrax out. There it is. Is it an open bottle? Because I bought 3. Here are the 3 bottles of Agrax I bought. I don't know, is this open? Yeah, that one's open. Those 2 are not. That's fine. Get those 3. I'm going to pour myself a fresh beer. Okay. Sunday's D&D day. It could be after D&D at like 5, or you could come over for D&D, and it could come over like at the end of the D&D session, and then fly into pizza party. Does that work for you and Patricia? And by the way, where the fuck is she? Why is she not here? We could be discussing this online. Okay, thank you. Your ears are burning. Okay. We could do that. We could have a post D&D pizza party. Funny, funny, funny. What, D&D day? Oh, it is D&D day. It's always D&D day on Sunday. Just talk around painting cavern tiles tonight. This kind of stuff here. Not very exciting, but just something that needs to be done. Just getting the job done here on this Twitch channel. Doing the hard yards. Doing the mahi. Yep, exactly. More caverns for your adventures. It's all for you guys. That's what I do it for. I do it for the people, the players. I'm a selfless giver. When it comes to D&D, it's all for you. Well, I don't have enough I have a lot of dungeon tiles. I can make a pretty decent sized dungeon. But the cavern tiles I have are from a different system, and I'm transitioning to this new maker of tiles. The same guy who I do most of my dungeon stuff in. Now I want to do his cavern tiles. It's just a better system. Nicer sculpts, as they're called. So I'm transitioning my tiles over to this system as well. Thank you. Well, we can. Trish, we'll order. We'll get some. I can get a couple pizzas, big pizzas. So, if it's you, me, Mana, and whoever else wants to hang out. I always say if Alex comes, Alex is supposed to come, but safer to say if Alex comes. Unless she's here right now. Then we got that too. Whoever else, Mana, you want to see? We can do that. God, this brush just loads the fucking paint. Different brushes have different qualities of how they hold on to paint, and this particular brush, God, it loads so much paint. Too much to some degree, so might switch to a different brush. So much effing paint. If I switch to a different brush. Hey, Galaxy System, it's been a long time. How are you? Good to see all these viewers here. We're just painting cavern tiles tonight. Pretty basic, unexciting paint. That's all right. Still got to do the grunt work here on this Twitch channel. Yeah, this is the kind of cavern tiles we're doing. Fat Dragon Games cavern tiles. The, Galaxy Systems has designed some of our emotes. For example, this emote was done by Galaxy Systems. Thank you very much. See how this brush works better. This brush loads less paint, but I don't like it the way it works. It's a fucking shitty brush. Yeah. I'm gonna go with lots of loaded paint on this one. It's just better. It just fucking pounds so much paint on this though. This isn't really paint. This is a wash, and a wash is really, officially I don't know what a wash is. It's not just a diluted paint, but it's a Citadel particular paint. So that's what the cavern tiles look kind of like. A wash is, I don't know if it has more non-paint medium relative to the actual pigment or not, but that's my lay person's understanding of these washes, how they're constructed. Perhaps no one cares. I'm gonna kind of guess that's probably what the case is. No one really cares. The cavern environment, exactly. Once I dry brush them, and here's a nice little piece. It's got little pools there. Once I dry brush them, they'll be a bit more muted. So, for example, this is a tile piece that is a top. So it's a bit more same kind of color, even though there's differences across the whole piece. There you are, dripping. That's the kind of what I want to evoke, Trish Talker. Thank you. The dripping water from the stalagmites, exactly. Just me and the dog here. He's at my feet here, sighing. Because alas, there was no dog walking today because it was such crap outside. Such crap. It's pretty much impossible to go outside today. Oh, Trish Talker, we got exciting things coming up in the D&D session next. I think you guys will meet Theodosius. Likely also Goresh Kar. I don't know. Andy. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I didn't. As you know, I didn't go to the office today. I was working at home, and I thought, oh my God, there's no fucking way. My motorcycle in that weather, impossible. It was brutal today. Well, I'm going to ask that we play at my house this weekend for our Mana after party. Hopefully everyone will be okay with that. I'll ask tomorrow. Jonesy's not around. Will not be around. Because Sam, who would be here, knows Jonesy, so... It was stunning today, the weather. I mean, it's winter and all, that's fine. But it was just like howling wind occasionally. Kind of midday, it got sunny for an hour, at least out here. And I was like, oh, I took the dog for a walk right now. No, I'll wait for a bit. I'm busy, I'm doing something. And then it was like back to hailstorm. I was like, okay, the dog's not getting a walk. It was fun to just kind of watch the weather, just kind of look at the chaos. Chaos. Yeah, it is great to watch inside. I watch with coffees at that time of day, not beers. It must have been wild. Was it wild from like the 8th floor? Because you could go to the big windows and just watch the weather kind of just screaming across the hierarchy, right? I imagine. through our tiles here. Got some more to do, but we're looking good. Right. So yeah, I assume, yeah, campus today was a ghost town to some degree because of the weather, but also because you guys might not remember if you're not teaching or tutoring that this is the last week of semester. So Wednesday, classes are winding down. I know, like Heather's stuff, her last day was yesterday in terms of teaching. My last day was Monday in terms of teaching. It's only that one class this semester, so everything is winding down. So viewers, all of you are here. Thanks for being here. This is New Zealand Wednesday night. And on this channel on New Zealand Wednesday nights, we paint terrain and minis. Tonight we're painting Fat Dragon Games cavern tiles, which I print on my Ender 3v2 filament 3D printer. A workhorse, but it's been eclipsed by the Bamboo Lab A1 printer in terms of price, quality, all that kind of stuff. However, I think if I bought a second printer, my family would kick me out of the house, so I have to bide my time. Eventually I will replace the Ender 3v2 with a Bamboo Lab, unless something better comes along between now and then, which is actually quite possible. Okay. Wow. So many tiles to wash. Got all these tiles up here. Right? Okay. Good. If you want to see our Greyhawk based D&D campaign in all its glory on our World Anvil site, you can go there. We have session reports for the last 53 sessions. That's about, I don't know, it's about a year and a half of sessions. We play weekly, but not every week. So they're all there. All the session reports are there with XP earned and how, and links to character backstories and maps and photographs of our live play with minis and terrain. It's all there. Check it out. It's a fun thing to produce. Pictures by people like Trish Talker rather, who's online right now. Myself as well. Lots of chat by Cafe de Marballs. As well. Pieces take a long time to paint. Well, not a long time, I guess. Just take time. And I got those other tiles down there, but they're looking. I don't know. I'm liking the way this. I'm looking at my tiles over here that I've painted. I'm liking the color scheme. I like it a lot. I mean, I like it not a lot, but I like it. If you were expecting a Kiwi accent coming here, I'm sorry. Originally from the US of A, that wonderfully dysfunctional, horrible world stepchild. It's causing us all so much pain and anguish. If you don't think that's true, you're living in a dream world. Oh fuck, there's a lot of paint there. Fuck. Look at all These are dirt tiles. Dirt cavern tiles, what I got going here. So much agrax. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more walls. And I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 8 more floor tiles, which are pretty easy. So we'll get all these done tonight. And it's only been 2 hours of streaming. We can easily do this for an hour or so. So happy to have you here. Thanks for being here. Also, if you want to talk about anything tabletop role playing, we got some players here online from the game, perhaps I think. Myself as a DM. Talk about our current campaign or anything about tabletop role playing or anything else for that matter. I began playing D&D and other tabletop role playing games in the 1980s. In the 80s, as a teenager, I played D&D 1E, Gamma World, Top Secret, Star Frontiers, Boot Hill, Gangbusters, that's that, Gamma World, yeah, Car Wars, God, we played all that shit. D&D was the mainstay though. D&D 1E and BX, Basic and Expert, mostly D, but you know, quickly graduated to D&D, AD&D, 1E. Yeah. You may meet Theodosius, possibly, Trish Talker. I'll say no more. But I'm excited too. I must say, I'm excited for what's coming up, and not because you're all going to die. It's not obviously not that, but I'm excited for the way the story will unfold in the next couple sessions. I'm really happy with how it has unfolded in the last couple sessions, and it's exciting to see where it's going to go. Because I think a lot of loose ends will be tied up, a lot of stuff will come to fruition. Then you'll move on to other things. Yeah, there's a big choice is coming up. A big choice. Almost certainly next session. And we'll see who makes the choice. Ooh, lights are flickering. Lights are flickering. If I disappear all of a sudden, it's because of power, not because I've been killed. I mean, almost certainly it's because of power. What's going on with tabletop audio? Is it? So we can talk about it tomorrow, but what do you think about that article? That I really, I do not care for the article or reading more for reading. I thought they were going to incorporate the genetics more, and it would be but the genetics are kind of non-existent. So all we can talk about is the analysis of the beads, and that analysis I find incredibly wanting. God, I'll say fuck. So I'm disappointed, but whatever. Okay, 3 more wall tiles to go here. So it takes kind of a long time to paint these things, I guess. But I'm painting 12, probably painting 20 tiles tonight, all up. The printing is no big deal because the printing I do overnight. I print tiles every single night almost. Just print a couple tiles. It takes like maybe 8 hours to print 3 of these tiles. Every night I print them out. I print them. I just put them aside. And then when I am, after a week, whatever, if I've been consistent, in doing this, I have a bunch of tiles, and so I might set aside time like this to paint them. But yeah, it is, it's kind of slow going. But you do this for a couple years, and all of a sudden you have a lot of tiles. So I just keep doing it year after year, and you amass a massive set of tiles. So while it does take a long time, if you think in the long term, you produce a lot of tiles. Cafe said, sorry, I'm fucking everything up here. Cafe said, what's gonna happen to a plastic? Dude, when I'm gone, like gone, well, it'll live on, it's plastic, so it'll live on for millennia, in perpetuity. I'm hoping one of my students organizes a museum or an archive for all my materials, right? One of my students organizes an archive, so I will live on in perpetuity. That's what I'm assuming is going to happen. Not my archaeology stuff, by the way. I don't care about that. No. The D&D tiles. That's the archive I want to see happen. By the way, I got the bill for the +1, the page charges for +1 today. Something like $2,000 something US dollars. So, yeah, $5,000 to publish that article. How's that? And I did all the work. No, I'm sorry. I did all the kind of like work of dealing with the editors. My God, it wasn't a little bit of work either. I better get full professor for this shit. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Marsden pays for that. But yeah, I bill it to that. No, page charges for those major journals are a lot. I don't know. As far off fucking could go to some. There are some journals which are totally like PC. There's some journals which are so all stuff for +1 is open access. It's all 100% public, but the price of that is that someone's got to pay for that. The job of putting it together. It's still kind of gross because that money is. I guess it goes to paying typesetters and copy editors and people who like actually produce the physical, although it's not physical, thing. It could just, and some people do. So Sebastian uses a journal called PCI Archaeology, which is 100%. It's all free. Free in the sense that there's no page charges, no APC, which stands for Article Processing Charge. There's no APC. It's not free though, because of course I reviewed for PCI Archaeology, and my time is worth money. But yeah, I don't know. It's a strange system. Obviously, this research is all this kind of research, almost all research, right, is paid for by the public. Very little research, I'm guessing, is paid for by private individuals. Although, of course, GMI and Michael Fay stand out as an exception. And so, why should there be... All this research is paid for by the public. Why should there be any? We should have fully publicly funded journals that require... Yeah, it's just kind of... But there's a hierarchy of journals, so... it's harder to get stuff into +1 than it is to get into JPA. Because the standards of publication are more rigorous and more difficult. Therefore, they more likely ensure a higher quality of research. Why is that the case? I don't know. But when people review for Pacific Island archaeology, there's a different level of acceptability compared to something like scientific reports or nature human behavior. But I don't know. Yeah, it's all effed up. I mean, like it just in general, the fact that almost all research is publicly funded, and therefore, but we do have to have some mechanism to ensure even the quality of publicly funded research. So peer review is required. The Bede papers in Nature Human Behavior, and it's frankly, I don't think, a very good paper. We'll talk about tomorrow. Yeah. So, I don't know. All I know is that we gotta paint these floor tiles, people. Right? These 8 floor tiles we gotta paint. That's all I know. Be back in a sec. Yeah, okay, publishing. For the longest time, publishing was run by for-profit companies, Elsevier, Springer, De Gruyter, and yes, they didn't charge for authors to publish in the journals, but it was not free to access the articles. So universities had to pay large amounts of money to those publishers to access the articles, and if you're a private citizen, you have to pay a huge amount of money to access those articles. Thus was born the kind of open access system where you had journals which were run by individuals, one option, run by collectives of scholars who didn't charge universities to access the content, nor did they charge authors to publish in the journal. But that requires a huge amount of work by people for no pay, right? Editors, typesetters, copy editors, reviewers, all doing this work for no pay to make it free for everyone. That's hard to do. Another option is, even though it's for an academic, it's kind of part of your job to review articles, to be gatekeeper's too strong a word, but to review research. But copy editors and typesetters and layout people, they're not academics. So they're not going to do work for free in that regard. Not free, but, academics get paid otherwise. The other systems are where you have fully free to view, free to publish. Articles are not really typeset or published per se, but just appear in the public sphere, and reviewers of their own goodwill review them and comment on the articles. Those are things like the archive, bioarchive, physics archives kind of stuff. Also, journals, as I mentioned, these various publication venues have different statuses. So, scholars want to publish in high-status journals. And again, high status means things like Science and Nature and what, blah, blah, blah. But they're high status because ideally because the reviewing criteria is very stringent. So if you can get an article into one of those journals, in general, it means your article has passed the highest bar, the most detailed scrutiny. And therefore, your research stands above others as being impeccable in quality and validity. But that also takes a huge amount of effort. And it's hard to get that huge amount of effort for free. So I don't quite know what the answer is. It's difficult. Yeah. We'll see. I'll probably apply for professor in a couple of years, but not next year. Maybe the year after that. We'll see. But I appreciate your encouragement. I can exactly. It'll happen. I'm not worried about that. It'll happen. The professorial application round is usually in July. I'm not going to go this year. I doubt I'll go next year in 25. But I bet in 26 I can go for full professor. So we'll see. Alright, we'll see. And then you'll never see me again. You hardly see me now. I'm gonna go see Furiosa. This music sounds like a. This is from Tabletop Audio. This the same kind of music I usually play during our games. Kind of sounds like Mongolian throat singing or whatever. So this music. So Trash Talker, if you want, this is the website. This guy here. All of this music, this is all royalty-free stuff, soundscapes of some kind that he just makes. You can also support this person on their Patreon, but there's all kinds of stuff he has on there. All kinds of different. They're like 3 minutes long or so. They're little, I don't know, little sound vignettes. On RNZ once, I'd listened to some show, probably nights or maybe it was 9 and 9, and the interviewer was discussing sound engineers, talking to a sound engineer. The person who does all the sound, not the sound effects, but the sound engineering for movies. And they were talking to some Kiwi guy and his company that did this sound engineering for Hunt for the Wilder People. And like how you make the sound of someone walking through the bush with a backpack, because they really can't. What I got from that interview is that, you know, you can have Sam Neill or somebody walking through the bush with a backpack, but you can't really just record that actual sound. It doesn't sound good, so you have to make it up. So in a studio, you use these props to make up the sound of someone walking through the woods with a backpack. And it was really interesting to listen to the kinds of techniques they use to make various kinds of sounds. Like, one thing I always remember is that he was talking about how do you make the sound of some, like, I don't know, like a calf being born and splatting on the ground. That's gross. But the guy was saying one of the best things he uses, he takes like some, what's it called? Like dried animal skin, like a chamois cloth, and you soak it in water so it's dripping wet, and you throw it onto the ground, and it just goes splat. And he said that's the best way to make that kind of sound. So this guy here on Tabletop Audio, that's what he does. He just really makes excellent all these different little kind of sound vignettes. It's all royalty free, so I can just play it on Twitch or anywhere, and I don't have to worry about it. Okay, so that's it, tiles. Okay, this we're almost done. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, you know, most of that kind of so real live, not studio, but live shooting outside, you know, I guess they really can't, they have to make a lot of the sound effects. You think they could just record that stuff live as it's happening, but I guess when you're outside, really, the environment is not conducive for really good recording. It makes sense. For really good recording. So they use those kind of techniques. All day the dog's been inside. Oh my god, it's my phone. Shut up, phone. All day the dog's been inside for some brief respites outside. And whenever he comes in, I gotta wipe him all off because his paws are just like coated in mud if he goes in the backyard. He's right here next to me licking his paws all night long because they're coated in mud. Let's see what he's doing. No, there he is, licking his paws right now. This is much more exciting though. Painting tiles. Hugely more exciting. I'm gonna go to some white. Some gray white. Shit. Whew. Thanks, you for being here. We're just painting tiles tonight. We got a bunch of tiles drying over here that I'm going to dry brush after I throw the hair dryer on them in a second. Stay tuned for that. It'll be exciting, I promise. Okay, so this tile's done. I think hair dryer these guys and then wash them as well. So I might keep the sound for a second while I hair dryer. Okay, so I have hair dried these tiles. I can now wash them. My other tiles, this is a tile that has been painted and washed in agric earthshade, but not dry brushed. And it could probably be dry. It's trying to be dry brushed. I don't know if I'll get to dry brushing the tiles tonight, or I'll just wait. I'll let them dry naturally overnight and do it tomorrow. Now maybe I'll move on to some of my other tiles I have. Some halfling house tiles. Just let these things sit and dry. Do them tomorrow night. But anyways, these can now be washed in Agrax. They're dry enough for that. They will look kind of like that tile when they're done. So we'll do that. We'll move on. Okay. So we're just doing these tiles. My fingers are coated in brown paint. It's because of this. Next, the final step, which I never show online, is I spray paint them with a clear coat, a matte clear coat, which just protects the paint, makes them more durable. So that's the last thing I do down in the basement, is I matte clear coat everything with a rattle can spray paint. I think most people probably do that, I'm guessing. I don't know. It just makes sense for me. Makes them more durable. And I can literally throw them in a container. Don't have to worry much about paint chipping, that kind of shit. And these will outlast me. This is my inheritance to my daughter. All of these terrain tiles. I'm sure she'll be super stoked to learn that. Super stoked. Oof. Yeah. I don't know, some of this stuff, I mean, of course, you go on Etsy and look at terrain tiles. You see just the exact same stuff. People printing out stuff from suppliers like Fat Dragon Games. And then, I don't know what you could buy. I think maybe a set of, like, this set of terrain tiles I do in here. 1, 2, 3 times 4 is 12, 13, 20 terrain tiles. I don't know. It might cost $75 to $80 on Etsy. And I have had, like, Loki ask me, so are you gonna ever think about selling this stuff? But then my response is, but then I won't have it. So why would I sell it? Yeah, exactly. I have a job. It's not selling tiles. Yeah, I don't sell them, for fuck's sake. Kidding me? I don't know. I'm eating my dotage. I've already got plans for GaryCon 2026. I'm not going to go next year, 25. But in 2026, I'm going to go to GaryCon again in Lake Geneva. There's another big game convention called Origins. And it takes place in Columbus, Ohio this year, in the end of June, where Julie Field lives, my sister-in-law, with my brother. Shit. If I had just huge amounts of disposable income, I'd go to Origins. There's a history of these gaming conventions. The very first gaming conventions were Gen Con and Origins, which began in the early 70s. Gen Con for Geneva, gaming convention where I was, and Origins was a convention that was designed by another company, not TSR, another wargaming company called Avalon Hill. There's a book called maybe Game Masters, I forget. And I loaned it to Sam, a book on the history of Dungeons and Dragons and gaming conventions and all this kind of shit, published by MIT friggin' Press by a scholar named John Peterson, who's a famous D&D scholar. Yes, those people exist. Anyways, that's what I wish I had done. Now, that D&D scholar. Okay, I've got all the tiles painted. They're in various levels of drying. Let's see these guys here. Before I dry brush them, I need to dry more. The options are, I just let them sit and dry naturally overnight, and I'll dry brush them tomorrow, again when I'm home in the night by myself. And instead I move for the last hour or so, move on to painting, continue to paint my halfling house tiles, which I've done some. I'll show this here. I have this halfling house I'm working on. So you can see little halfling door, fully operational, of course. Here's the front of the house, full on. Again, fully operational door, interior, etc. These are like little. You've seen Trish Talk. I've seen like building tiles. This is another kind of building, right? And I have a whole lot of, parts that snap together. Sorry, like this, to make variable sized houses and whatnot. It is Elmshire. Yeah, greatly. It is Elmshire. I thought you were Trish Talker for a second. I was like, who knew about Elm? So, this is my other pile of shame sitting there. See, I need to paint all those wood beams. This one I've done. I need to dry brush this though. Maybe I'll paint a bit. I'll let these cavern tiles dry naturally for dry brushing tomorrow. I really like the way they turned out. Here's a cavern tile. Pre-dry brushing. Looks pretty nice. Cavern tiles with a bit of pools of water in them too. I know, I like these tiles, I really do. These are Fat Dragon Games tiles. So I still have to dry brush them, but basically how they look. Here's some completed floor tiles. Anyway, maybe I'll work on some of the Elmshire tiles a bit. This one's done. And this door is done. Not dry brushed, but done. Now what's this shit to do? So I can work on that for a bit. Or blow dry these tiles and dry brush them. I don't know, now I'm hesitating. I think I might blow dry my cavern tiles and leave the Elmshire tiles, this bucket of them I need to finish off for a session, maybe Friday night? I yeah, I decided I'm going to dry brush these tiles. So I'm going to hair dryer for a little bit. So I'm going to mute the sound, okay? Comeback 36. It's been a long time. Far out. Good to see. It's been a long friggin' time. I remember when we last talked. But yeah, I'm still here. I had the mute on because I'm hair drying some tiles before I dry brush them. Good to see you. Let me finish hair drying these and I'll be right back. I think we're pretty good with those tiles. I think I can dry brush these now, set them aside, and it'll be good. Yeah, Comeback 36. It's been a long time. Where are you again? Are you in the Hamiltron? I forget. I'm thinking about going to the Convergence conference in Hamilton, like in... I think it's in the first week of September. Actually, it's something that Grey League, you should consider perhaps. Convergence is a tabletop role-playing game conference in Hamilton, and this year I believe it's like the first week of your Christchurch. Okay. I think the Convergence conference is in first week of September. I'm thinking about running a session there. Probably running the same session I ran at GaryCon, the same one shot. I'm trying. My goal is to the golden years of my life to go to more gaming cons. GaryCon this year. I'm gonna go to GaryCon 26. Maybe I'll go to Origins. the convergence in Hamilton. I don't know. Have you ever come back? Have you been to the Convergence Con or any cons in the South Island? I'm gonna go get some paper towels. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I always feel like some weird drug addict, because my hands after painting look like this, like I've been smoking a crack pipe all night long, and so I got these burned fingers. It's like, you know, if I don't get my paint off in the shower the next day, I feel like people are looking at me like, "What do you do, bro?" I just paint terrain. Seriously, all I do, I just paint terrain. I got a table back there to put all my stuff on. Oh, I just paint terrain. Seriously, that's all I do. Okay, I'm gonna dry brush these tiles in Eldar Flesh. I probably should use something a bit. Anyways, it doesn't fucking matter. My dry brush. So come back. What you been doing? I've been away. I was away a lot the first half of the year. Ask my friends. Lots of work travel. Lots of non-essential work travel. So I'm back. Trying to be a better person. Far fucking out. It's a dry brushed version. Pretty good. Not much, but just got over the oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I had there's not COVID, but there's been a massive cold going around. Auckland, the whole fucking country. You know, I got the flu I got a flu vaccine a month ago or so, but I had a massive cold from my wife, but she got from someone else. I gave it to people at work. Never tested positive for COVID, so it wasn't that. But God, there's just. I just read in the paper today that we're having another COVID spike, right? There's this good cavern. This look nice, I think. It's a good piece. Okay. Today, painting Fat Dragon Games cavern tiles. Here you go. This is what we're painting today. You know, so not super exciting. If you like to watch paint dry, this is the stream for you. So just cavern tiles. I may hang out for longer than the cavern tiles take to paint and do some other stuff. Maybe some other tiles. But yeah, just trying to get through the backlog and subject you all to this backlog of my own. So no minis today, although I have plenty. I almost was going to paint a mini tonight, but I really want to get through these unpainted cavern tiles, which I've been printing out. Been sitting there taunting me. I figured I gotta fucking paint these things. So that's our paint tonight. It is simple. I mean, it's gotta be, you know, it's the bread and butter of my game. Not the bread and butter, sorry. But you know, I use terrain in the game, and I need more cavern tiles. You can never have enough tiles. I mean, you know, you'll never have enough. Oh, I got enough terrain tiles. I don't need more terrain. You can always use more terrain. It never ends. So that's what we're doing tonight. Getting through a bit of terrain. You been playing any games after the co of the vid? Or before? I just have a place to behind me to put my towels on a small coffee table, so I'm just like throwing the towels back there once I complete the dry brushing of them. That's why I'm spinning around a lot. So yeah, Eldar Flesh is the paint. The dry brush paint I'm using here. It's a Citadel dry brush paint. Dry brush paint is kind of like it sounds. Paint that's really thick. You can, you know, you don't have to buy quote unquote dry brush paint. You can use any paint and then just dab it off on like paper towel. But I like the consistency that Eldar Flesh provides me for when I paint things like tiles. They all look kind of similar. And throwing a dry brush across the entire surface of a tile like this, any kind of terrain piece, kind of mutes all the colors and ties it all together. So, you know, I painted 1, 2, 3 different colors on that tile. 1, 2, 3 different colors on this tile. But it all kind of it kind of gets muted by the dry brushing. Still looks good, you know. But so I think it's a better looking tile. Before I got it, I had done some stuff. I was doing this, sort of got burned out. I came up with an idea that was 10 times better. So I'm now trying to, with them, the one guy's playing and broke apart. What's the idea that's 10 times better? Please tell me. I must know. Do you have wild weather in Christchurch today? For God's sakes, and Auckland was insane today. Love that. Little pools in that tile. Love that tile. Okay, a couple more tiles left here. Right, trying to use my paper towels sparingly, but kind of hard. No, I wanted to. Okay, that's right. I wanted to fucking. Okay, so too many questions. Let me type. Okay. Oh, well, we had a fucking disastrous day in Auckland today. No, don't worry, dude. I understand. It's hard to converse with someone who's speaking, and your option is text. I understand. It's kind of a shitty way to have a conversation. Totes. Down to the tiles, the floor tiles rather. Okay, but it's still fine, good. What's about any Eldar flesh scene? Methinks. Okay. All my tiles are done. All my currently printed cavern tiles are done. Except for spraying them with clear coat tomorrow. Right. Whoa! I don't know what that... Okay, that person is... I don't think that's someone we want on the channel. I think we want to block that person. Alright, okay, that's good. That person. Hey! They can... Yeah. Then we want to fucking delete them. Kill them. Alright, anyways. Okay. It's 10:20. I'm finished my cavern tiles. They're over there on the table. You can't see them, but here's just a set of things we did tonight. So this is what we did. That's the kind of I might even let me take the table cam and kind of sorry, not that. Zoom out a bit, and so there's the tiles we did tonight. These are all cavern tiles, corners, kind of straight walls. It's the floor tile. Those are pretty nice. So a series of different kind of fairly muted colors on them, and then Agrax Earthshade shade to brown them all up. Eldar Flesh to kind of give them all, kind of tie them all in together. That kind of stuff. So, yeah. That's the kind. That's what we get. Kind of stuff we did tonight. That is the kind of tiles we got. That's what we're doing with the Fat Dragon Games to give us a good cavern platform to play in with our miniatures and whatnot. I think I might call it a night with this, with the the cavern tiles done nicely. 3-hour stream. Hey, thanks, come back. Yeah, I love this stuff. I still have tomorrow. You're right. Tomorrow's Thursday night. I know if my family's gone, I can do whatever I want. Right? The question now is, who do people want to raid into? We could raid into GM Workshop. He's in Vancouver, Canada. He's currently playing Naked Stream tomorrow. What? Who's to say I'm not naked from the waist down right now? We could raid into GM Workshop. I can do whatever. We could raid into GM Workshop, who's currently playing Baldur's Gate 3. Or we could raid into Esmeralda, she's in the UK. And she's a painter. So she's painting something. She's a great painter. And I don't know what she's painting right now. Actually, I can't tell. One of those two. If we had someone who was if I knew someone who was in Aussie or in Asia, I'd raid the painter first. I'd raid into them. Because I like to kind of continue the raids from North America to New Zealand to Aussie to around that side of the planet. But I'm going to go with Greyleg if he wants to raid into Esmeralda. Yeah, because she's painting. But right now, which the fuck she's painting, I can't tell. Anyway, we can do that. Yeah, let's. can't see how to raid into her. It's kind of not giving me the option. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Okay. She's actually also reading Lord of the Rings. She reads Lord of the Rings out loud during her stream. That's what she's doing right now. So you want to go into someone reading Lord of the Rings? Or do you want to go into someone playing Baldur's Gate 3? Those are our options. A moment to discuss. Yeah, I really like this paint scheme for these tiles. I think they look great for caverns. Comeback doesn't mind. Greg says painter, although she's not painting right now, so it's kind of like blah blah. I don't know what to do. Also, Mike Moans. He's a painter from the UK. What's he doing? He's actually properly painting. Okay, let's raid into Mike Moans. I haven't raided him for a long time. Raid into Mike Moans. So we're gonna go back to that side of the planet. Thanks very much for being here, and hope to see you next time. Come back. Thanks for being here. Greatly, thanks for being here. Trish Talk. Cafe, the Raiders from Ryuku. Thanks for coming by, and I will see you all this weekend. Perhaps a sneaky Baldur's Gate or painting stream this Friday. Who knows?